Welcome to the Genesis Mining Dash review. So in this review, I'm going to cover Dash mining contracts in particular for Genesis mining. This is currently the best contract for Genesis right now. I actually did a comparison of all the Genesis mining contracts, and Dash is really the most profitable, almost more than 200% yield return on investment. So I'm going to tell you what this is, what the risks associated with mining are, because I really believe this is the most important thing. There's no such thing as a free lunch, and I always believe you should do significant amounts of research into what something is before you actually start investing or paying. Of course, this doesn't constitute to investment advice, obviously, because you need a professional for that. But for me, I've done quite a lot of research, and I'm going to summarize it here in this review. So let's just start off with what is Dash. Well, Dash is very, very similar to Bitcoin. It's a cryptocurrency that can be exchanged and traded between people. It's got a few advancements on Bitcoin, and that's why it's there. So first of all, Dash has ability to send transactions with anonymity. So it could be anonymous, and that's one big advantage over Bitcoin. All Bitcoin transactions are open to the public, and they can actually track where the coin is going and where it comes from. So Dash offers kind of a layer of privacy there. Dash also offers instant confirmation, and that's why it's quite popular as well, because Bitcoin transactions right now take 10 to 30 minutes to complete. That's very, very long, and it really can't be used. I've always said that Bitcoin is like a bank transfer. Dash is like PayPal, it's fast. So let's talk. So now that we know what Dash is, let's kind of take a look at what mining is. So when you mine Dash, you're actually kind of doing calculations for the Dash network. You're actually kind of helping these transactions move along. That's the best way to describe what mining is. So using a lot of computational power to verify transactions. And that's what you're doing when you're actually buying a Genesis mining Dash contract. If you look at these computers in the back, that's what you're kind of renting. So when you buy something, when you buy the Dash contract, you're actually renting a machine that does Dash mining. Like you can actually just see servers, tons and tons of machines up here. So you're kind of just renting one of these machines, and they rent it to you for 2 years. So every Dash contract lasts 2 years. And when you buy one of these machines, it's going to start mining immediately. So you're going to start immediately doing calculations for the Dash network, and you're going to be rewarded for that on a daily basis. So what happens is that once you start buying, you're going to start getting daily payouts for Dash. Then I'm going to talk a little bit about the plans. So right here, you see this figure, which is in mH/s. What this means is this is something called hash rate. It's how much calculations you're doing per second. The faster you're doing it, the more calculations you're doing, the more you're going to get, the more you're going to be rewarded from the network. That's the easiest way to describe it. So if you're mining 5, that means you're just doing like kind of 5 mega calculations per second. And if you're doing 100, that's basically 20 times more. Yeah, 20 times. So this is just basically you're making 20 times more money from this. Obviously, the more you buy, the more discount you get, obviously. And I'm going to include a coupon on below, which is going to kind of reduce your cost a little bit. It really matters for something like a $4,000 contract. If you can have a 3% off, that really matters. So just check that coupon down below. All right, so when you buy this, it lasts 24 months. That's exactly the length duration. And what's going to happen is that Genesis mining is going to take care of everything else for you. That's the whole idea of the cloud mining. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to do any setup. You don't have to do any kind of the work building the machines. You're kind of just renting a facility. They're going to keep kind of like maintaining it for you. They're going to pay the electricity. They're going to pay maintenance fees. They're going to pay employees to take care of it. And they're going to fix network issues. Obviously, you can do mining yourself, DIY mining, and I've actually got quite a lot of tutorials of that on my website, boxmining.com. So if you want to check that out, that's great. Next up is how much you're going to earn. So I mentioned that Genesis mining pays on a daily basis. So you can use a Dash mining calculator. I've got it all on my Dash mining page on boxmining.com. So we're going to look at a case example of 100 mega hash. So what you're going to do is you can just enter 100 mega hash here. Power consumption is 0 because Genesis Mining really, like I said, takes care of all the maintenance fees for you. And with 100 mega hash, you're going to get $2.35 a day. So that's kind of the theoretical amount, and obviously going to vary by around 10-20% just because of how mining works. There's a little bit of a luck factor, but once you average it out, it's around that much. So right now, if you look at this contract, it costs $500 and it gets you $2.35 a day. Over a year, it's going to get you $558. And that's actually already more than the principal. So hopefully you'll be already kind of gaining by the end of the year. You can actually look at also at my table. Let me just take a look at my table over here on contract compare. So I've actually calculated that for you where you're going to get a payback period of 7 months. So after 7 months, you're going to get your money back, hopefully. And then you're going to start making money after that. So you get it for another year. So all this sounds nice and dandy, but of course, everything that involves a high return involves a high degree of risk. That's just the case. I mean, if you wanted very high security, just buy U.S. government bonds, I-bonds, which kind of give you a very slow return on investment. Basically, you get around 5% back interest, but it's gonna be high safety, low returns. Here you're gonna get like more, almost double your money to triple your money back, but there's gonna be risks. So I'm gonna talk about risks right now. So there's 2 risks associated with mining. The first risk is, of course, currency. So you can see that the price of Dash can fluctuate over time. Right now, it just grew 6% over the last 24 hours, but it can also fall just as much. This is because Dash has a very low market capital, and as a result, it can fluctuate a lot. So that's one thing to be careful of. You do get your cash back daily, but you can, if you save it up till the end of the year, end of the month, and it falls, then you're going to take the risk of kind of the low evaluation. So right now it's at a pretty high state. It's at $76, which is pretty good right now for Dash, and it rose quite a lot over the past year. And the reason why I'm pretty happy with Dash is because they got a really, really good economy going on, and I have a lot of videos covering Dash if you actually want to look at Dash specifics in general. So that's the first risk. That's the value of Dash. So if you're mining something and that value decreases, then it's going to definitely decrease your yield, your profit. Next up is mining difficulty. This is really the hardest thing to kind of calculate. And it's a little bit hard to explain as well, so bear with me. So with difficulty, it means, I'm just gonna put the difficulty here. You have it's based on the network hash rate of 1,000 something gigahash. This is how many people overall are mining Dash. Basically, these cryptocurrencies are built around a system where the more people that are mining, the more harder it is to get coins. It's like you're all fighting for the same reward. So the amount of reward given by the whole system in general is the same, and everyone's fighting for it. So overall, what people notice is that difficulty, it gets harder to mine over time. Difficulty increases. The reason why is because there's more people buying Genesis mining contracts, or buying actual miners. It's going to make the difficulty harder. And another reason is because of technology. One is, just think about your CPUs on your phones. They're getting faster every day, and this is what's happening. If there's new technology coming in, it gets harder and harder to mine Dash. So that's actually going to decrease your profit per year. It's very hard to estimate that because you don't know what technology is coming in, and you don't know how many people are going to buy Dash mining. So usually it's really hard to predict that, but you can assume that the profits, these are the max profits you can get. So the max you can get over a year is 11 Dash, if you think of it that way. It's just going to get harder over time. So far, right now, there's been quite a big shortage of Dash miners just because I actually went and checked. I actually have an article about that on my site where a lot of the miners I talk to individually that sell Dash mining units, the physical ones, are out of stock. It's interesting how Genesis is in stock, but they probably have a stockpile of Dash miners around. But actual physical Dash miners like Buckle Miner, X11 miners, they're all out of stock. So that means that the difficulty is going to remain the same for the next few months until they can, produce more of these units. So I just brought you back to my console and I have 62 dash hash rate. So this is the interface that you're going to be brought up with when you start dash mining. Basically, you have a certain amount, a certain hash rate of dash mining, and you have a little kind of panel to play around with. What this means is you can choose what to mine with your algorithm and how to get payouts. I chose to get my payouts in Dash. That means I have a Dash wallet, and I'm gonna receive money in daily payouts in the form of Dash. You can switch this to Bitcoin. What this is gonna do is it's gonna still mine Dash, but it's gonna just instantly take your rewards and just change that to Bitcoin and make it more convenient for you. So if you only like to keep Bitcoin in your wallet, then you can just use this as an option. Obviously, I still love Dash. I have high hopes for it, so I usually keep it as Dash. So here we have the Dash mining wallet page, and you can just basically set it to send Dash into whatever wallet you want. And you can just check your payouts here. So you can see every day I'm getting a certain amount of Dash into my wallet. So that's pretty easy. If you guys have any questions about Genesis mining, please put them on the comment section below. I'll be glad to answer them. My channel is also full of Dash information. So if you guys want to learn a bit more about Dash, I've been very, very brief here. But if you guys want to learn more, there's always a lot of material on my channel and on the internet as well if you want to take a look at it. Guys, if this review is helpful, if you guys have any questions, put them down below. And if the review helped you, please do subscribe to my channel and like this video. Thanks so much for watching.